I was disappointed in the way our energy and again the way we came out, and um, uh, again we've prided ourselves all year long on our ability to play hard, and it's not I didn't think we played very hard. We were searching for people who would, and and overall I thought our freshmen came in and really provided us a little bit of a spark and being able to do that. But and obviously we're a different basketball team without Day running us. But again, those other kids have to step up, and I didn't think we did that as well as we needed to. And again, it's every fundamental of the game, from free throws to too many turnovers to decisions that we have to be able to make that we weren't able to make. So, and again, a game that was really slow. Again, then you have to execute and get what you want, and then get a second chance in the next possession. And I didn't think we did that very well. And again, for us to get out rebounded and all of that stuff shows where our mindset was.
You mentioned Tatiana Harris. Do you know what specific injury she had from the Louisville game last time?
I don't. Again, you'd have to talk to our doctors and those people. But again, they're going to rest it a week and then kind of see if it can heal itself, and then another kind of slowly get her back if she's able to do that. But if not, then they'll have to go in and repair some stuff and look at that. But again, I don't know exactly what it is, and but it's her knee, and so then we're going to take every precaution because again, with only 2 weeks left, I don't want to risk anything with her.
And how is Gabby Green?
Good. I think we'll hopefully have her back for NC State, but we'll see. It's ankle sprain, and or I don't know the exact term, but yeah. So she got it pretty good and stretched that ligament a little bit, and so we'll see how she does with the day off, and then hopefully get her back for a practice, and then we need her energy on that next game.
Do you think her absence caused the deficiencies on offense? You guys didn't score 15 points until the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, it was a really slow game. Is that, again, the pace was slow, and, and that causes you to, and again, them in that zone of just forcing you to make plays. And our deficiency all year long is we can't pass it. And, you can tell by the turnovers and all of that stuff. That's our nemesis, is just having those skilled players that can consistently pass the basketball. And so it forces us to make 6-7 passes, and especially without Day, who can go break down that defense, then we struggle. And obviously you can see that today. And but again, with only, and I thought Sandro did a good job for us. Her first true minutes to really have to make plays, and I think you can see what she's going to be capable of in the future. But again, you have to be able to pass it and make decisions, and that's our weakness.
Obviously, Coach, you got a little bit deeper into your rotation tonight. What did you get to see from some of the players a little bit down the bench, getting some more minutes than they normally do?
Yeah, I don't know if I would have thought I would have had 4 freshmen out there, for long periods of time. And I thought they did a great job, is that those kids have really become more comfortable in the system and, what we're requiring of them. Again, I think Tracy Houston's going to be a great player for us, and, her ability to score and, and play multiple positions, and her versatility is really going to be fun to watch. And, I think over the course of the last 3 weeks is that she's really come into her own, and through practice, and then now in games, I think we're getting to see what she's capable of. And same with, I thought Ty played good, solid minutes for us. And again, I'm excited about where those kids are going to be able to play. It's still, now that we're trying to coach them up through that. And again, against really skilled players, it's hard. They got to make some reads that they just don't know yet. And, and just spacing and how you ball fake to get it to the next, and know what that next option is. And some of that stuff they just, they'll learn. But again, it was freshmen, sophomores out there a lot, and they've just got to keep getting better.
Do you think having so many young players out there affected those poor free throw numbers?
Yeah, I have no idea. And again, AB's shot it really well, for most of the year, and then now, as now she was 1 of 6, and and stuff like that. That just really, and it was Cynthia's not a great free throw shooter, so that one I can kind of handle. But missing 2 free throws, like some of that stuff, Sandro, like I think they're good enough shooters, but it's the I don't know, pressure or light or what it is. But again, Amber's is more concerning just because now it's 2 games that she hasn't shot free throws very well, and she's going to get fouled a lot, and she has to knock those down for us. I think that them going 10 of 13 and us going 3 of 15 was a huge part of the game. Whenever points are so hard to come by, you have to produce on the free throw line.
Coach, the 2 games on the road coming up here to close out regular season, what are you hoping to see from your team in terms of offensive change going forward?
Yeah, and really it's fight, is that again, we're outmatched at both of those spots. And so we are the true underdog. And I think they're 2 of the best teams in our conference, that we have to go and be an underdog and go into it with a fighter's mentality and just take it at them. And that's what I want our kids to do. And today makes me nervous I didn't think we played with very much passion or energy. And that's concerning.
This was your 6th straight home loss, and because you won't have any more home games this season, what do you think needs to happen in future seasons so that something like this doesn't happen again?
Again, it's what I've said all along is our plan has been a 4-year plan all along, and now these kids become juniors, and now they're upperclassmen, and now they've been through the wars, and again with this shorter season this year, it's hard for these kids. They had to do all of that against ACC people right away, and I think that's difficult for freshmen and sophomores to have to do. Now they become juniors, and now there's the expectations is that now you go and win, and what they do during the spring and summer is going to be critical to that, because it's all skill development and you've got to get better. And I was really disappointed in our post game today, seeing Rita have to produce, and they have to play the same every game, and that consistency is what juniors and seniors can do.
When it comes to Jayla, obviously a tough game for her shooting the ball. Got it going a little bit down later, but also when it comes to just kind of facilitating the offense and passing the ball like you've talked about, what's your message to her as your kind of leader as she tries to press on through the early struggles?
Yeah. And again, now she's having to be a point guard, and some of that stuff where a lot of the stuff that we run is designed for her at the 2 guard. And now she has to kind of shift. And again, I thought she made a couple of errant passes, but 3 or 4 of them I thought should have been caught and scored, and that she made the right read. And I thought, some of our posts fumbled it and missed passes that they got to connect, and some of her turnovers were higher than what I thought that she probably had in terms of decision making and playmaking. And again, she can't play 37 minutes for us. That's too many. That that she can't do that. Is that she's not. We haven't done that to her all year, and so now she's having to. Whenever you start talking quality minutes, that's too many, and so now we need that next one to come on. And Gabby today, that hurt us a little bit just because now that rotation gets even tighter, and now there's nobody in that spot that Jayla has to perform for us.
You were one of the players who came off the bench today. With the absence of Deshana Harris and now Gabby Green, what does the rest of the bench have to do to step up to fill those spots?
It's obviously very hard losing 2 huge hustle players for us. So I think from the bench, and especially some freshmen that now have to step up, it's just going to be hustle. Like Gabby is always our bounce. So it's now on someone else to take it into their own hands and kind of give us that defensive bounce.
I don't have your minute numbers in front of me right now, but I imagine that tonight was a lot higher than what we've seen so far. How do you feel the transition from high school to college ball has gone for you so far, especially as we get late into ACC play here?
It's definitely a little different for me because I didn't really play my senior year due to injury. So kind of coming from a junior and not being playing since like AAU, it is very different playing against now, one of the best conference, if not the best conference in the country. It's a lot faster, it's a lot tougher. So for me, the biggest thing has been just learning how to be physical, because in high school you can't really do that at my size in my area. So the biggest thing for me is learning that now you have to be physical and people are going to hit back, so you have to kind of be the one to hit first.
Um, this is the final home game of the season. You guys have lost 6 straight at home, and you won't play any more home games until next season. But as coach said, you guys have a lot of youth on the team, a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores. So, what do you think you guys will improve on when you come back next year to the Pete?
I think the biggest thing for us is maturity. We make a lot of mistakes that only young people do. Like you said, got a lot of freshmen, so you still make high school mistakes. I mean, we haven't really had that much experience. I know a lot of our freshmen have not had a lot of floor experience yet. So our biggest thing is coming back next year with our juniors, with so many sophomore. It's going to be maturity, and we're not going to make mistakes that we have these past years. And those close games, we'll know how to finish them and push through.
Westbeld had 20 and 11 down low for them. What was that matchup like for you late in the game? And is that maybe a matchup that you would look forward to in the next few years as you're both freshmen?
Definitely. I definitely would look forward to it. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to take anything away from her. She played great tonight. I think it's just on us to really lock in personnel next time and kind of limit her points and rebounds.
Do you think that when you return from your COVID-related break earlier in the year and kind of went deep into your bench, do you think that'll help you at all going forward with a few key players missing? Or
I definitely think so. This was not an easy season for anyone. Uh, just learning that kind of pushing through adversity has been something that we've really had to learn. So getting deep into the season, getting deep into the bench, kind of teaches us that, hey, you never know what's going to happen. Sometimes you have to push through and you're going to get thrown in and you're not going to expect it.
On that note, and kind of the freshman mistakes you were talking about before, what was the reaction like in the locker room tonight? Obviously a tough game for you guys, but how do you kind of build off of that as you finish the season off on the road?
Obviously disappointed because of the loss, and feel some of us could have played a little harder, but at the same time, our older teammates congratulated the freshmen for pushing through and kind of having to play more minutes than we're used to. But yeah, just kind of overall, just feel like tonight could have gone better.